Title: You Are the Giver, Not the Owed. Speaker: Craig Ronald. Introduction: What I am teaching you. All right, let's start right at the very beginning. Because the truth is so simple, they have to make it sound complicated so you never see it. The system we live under is narcissistic in nature. If you want to understand exactly how it operates, I strongly recommend you watch my video titled "The System is Narcissistic in Nature." Everything you have ever been told about who you are and how this world works is backwards. I am not here to sell you anything. I am not here to start a movement. I am not here to give you fancy tricks or loopholes to beat the system. I am here to show you who you really are. I am here to teach you that you are not a number. You are not property. You are not surety. You are the giver of the property and the surety, and that is the signature and the name. You are not born owing anyone anything. I am here to show you that you hold the very power that keeps this whole system running, and that you have been giving it away without even knowing it. Everything I share here lines up perfectly with the natural codes, the cheat codes that show how reality actually works. These are not made-up rules. They are the way things have always flowed. I'm showing you how they have flipped everything around so you believe you serve them, when in truth, they serve you. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. And once you see it, you stop being their prisoner. Part 1. In being. Only the living have power. First and most basic thing, only what is in being, only what is alive, has real power. That name they write in all capital letters on your birth certificate, your license, your bills, that is not you. That is just a label on paper. That is a made-up thing, a shell. And being in being is not just a bunch of words. It is an absolute state of being. It is operating in full integrity and full self-responsibility. This is exactly where the natural codes, the cheat codes, come in. It is not something you just say and expect them to run away. It is who you are. You are the man or woman in being. You are alive. You are real. The name is just a tag they stuck on you. And here is the big secret. That name has no power at all until you give it power. Part 2. You are the settler in being. You start it all. When you sign that name, when you answer to it, when you agree to things in that name, you are giving something of yourself to that paper. You are giving your consent. You are giving your energy. You are giving your very life force to make that made-up thing real. The name and slash or your signature, that is the actual property, the actual value you are handing over. That is what gives the arrangement all its worth. Think of a trust like a bucket. You put something inside the bucket to give it value. You put your name, your signature, your energy, your time, your work inside it. That makes you the settler in being. But understand this clearly. You are not the settler for that blank insurance policy they set up at birth. You are only ever the settler for any constructed trust, any now-time contract or agreement that you enter into right now in this moment. They tell you you are the one who takes from the bucket. They tell you you're waiting for scraps. Or worse, they tell you you are the bucket. No, you are the one who put everything in the bucket. You are the giver. You are the boss. You are the one who decides what happens with it. Part 3. Here is why they hide it and how we know. This is the heart of it all. They do not want you to know you are the settler in being. They spend your whole life making you believe the system created you. They want you to think the government, the law, the papers, all of that made you, owns you, and sets the rules for you. But we know different. We know all creation energy is within you. We know the settler is the creator, and that is exactly why they hide it. They do not have their own true creation energy. They need the creation energy inside you to build what they want instead of what you want. If you knew you were the creator, you would build your own world. You would set your own terms. You would use your energy for your own good. They cannot let that happen. They need you to believe you are small, so you hand over your power and your energy to make their world run. That is why they bury this truth deeper than any other. They cannot rule over creators. They can only rule over people who believe they were created. Part 4. You create the identity in every arrangement. Listen close, because almost everyone gets this wrong. People say they made that legal identity at birth. That is not true. The birth certificate and the arrangement attached to it. That is an insurance policy, a blank policy set up and waiting. It does not create you or your identity. You create that legal identity. Every single time you enter a constructed trust, and that includes any contract, whether verbal or written, and any engagement at all, every time you sign, agree, answer to that name, or step into their game, you bring that identity into being right then and there for that specific arrangement. And here is the key. There is literally only the now time contract. They set the table. You are the one who sits down and eats. That policy only becomes active, only can be used when you give it your consent and your energy. Part 5. The scam. The system is built to fail. And here is the trick. They set up that cover, then they build a system that is designed to be broken. Too many rules, too many traps, things you break without even knowing it. And it goes further than that. Even things like mortgages or anything they call a benefit they say they have given you are all counted as you having damaged or broken the system. Every single thing they say you owe, or every time they say you have broken their rules, gives them an excuse to make a claim. Every time you break the rule, every time you mess up their system, they make a claim on that cover. They take the value, the energy, the money that you put there. They build the house out of dry wood, hand you a match, act shocked when it burns, then say, "You did it, now pay us." The whole Law and Order show is just an endless string of fake accidents so they can cash in on the cover you provided. Part 6. Clear definitions, so you know exactly who is who. Let me make this plain so there is no confusion. Settlor in being, the living, breathing person who creates and sets up the arrangement right now. That is you. You put the value, the name, the signature, and the energy into it. You are the giver, the owner, the one who decides the rules. You hold all original authority. This applies only to what you enter into now, never to the pre-written policy they set up before you were even born. Beneficial interest. Do not limit yourself to only being the beneficiary. You stand as settlor in being with beneficial interest. That means you are the one who started it all, and you are also the one entitled to all the good, all the protection, and all the value held within. You should never be burdened with debt or liability for something you created. Strawman/trustee, the legal name, the all caps identity, the paper only entity. It acts as a neutral holder or manager. It is meant to be covered, protected, and indemnified, not blamed, not charged, not made liable. It works for you. Liable party/trustee agent. The official, authority, council, police, or any person acting on behalf of the system. They are the ones who carry the duty and responsibility. They must be honest, tell you everything, and never profit secretly from you. If things go wrong, they answer for it, not you. Agency, the relationship where one party acts for another. In truth, they are your agents. They work under your authority, for your benefit. They only have the power you agree to give. Part 7, the rules of the trust and who really makes them. This is the part they never tell you. Legislation is only the default terms of the trust. If you do not state your own terms, the arrangement falls back onto these standard settings they wrote, but you do not have to keep them. As the settlor in being, you have the full right to change the terms and conditions of the trust to suit you and your beneficial interest. And remember, it does not matter what they say you signed in the past. Once you find the truth, you can correct it right now. in the now time. If you pull them up for a breach of trust, in this present moment, you can rewrite the terms and set things straight. For example, if a police officer pulls you over, he will try to link you back to some old agreement, like a license, as if you are bound to it right now. You do not have a contract with that officer unless you agree to one right there. You do not have to accept the old terms. You can recreate them right then and there. And most importantly, if the trustee or any agent breaches the trust, if they break the rules, hide information, refuse to give you full disclosure of the trust terms or their own position, you have every right to rewrite the terms straight away. They break these rules all the time. They hide things every day, and every single time they do, you get to reset the rules. And here is the biggest truth of all. You are not bound by the terms of the trust. If you know you are the settler in being with beneficial interest, those rules do not apply to you. The terms only bind the trustee and the agent. The strawman trustee is indemnified and safe. The agent trustee is the one who carries the liability. Part 8, 2 roles, and they swapped the liability. There are 2 parts in every arrangement you enter, and they have flipped them completely. They make you and that name carry all the blame, all the debt, all the cost, while they are the ones who broke trust, hid the truth, and took the profit. That is not how it works. Part 9, you set the terms, they cannot. You are the settler in being. You get to say how it works. You get to say, my identity and I are protected. You are the one acting for me. You carry the duty. You carry the responsibility. You tell me everything. You do not profit from me without my say-so. And if you break this trust, I change the terms. They act like their rules are above you. They are not. Their rules are just the default settings, and they only apply if you agree to them. You are the one who started it all. You get to set the real terms. Part 10. Everything is an arrangement, every single thing. And this rule applies to everything. Every bill, every fine, every license, every account, every time you are stopped, every letter, every deal, every interaction. All of it is a constructed trust. All of it only works if you agree. When you know who you are, you stop agreeing to their terms and you start stating yours. Part 11. When they try to make you pay. When they try to force you, the settler in being, the living, to pay or be liable or lose what is yours. When you stand firm as the one who set it all up, that is just wrong. That is taking advantage. That is not how things are meant to be. The arrangement pays for the arrangement. You do not pay for the arrangement. You are the one who gave it all its value. How can the giver owe the receiver? That makes no sense. Conclusion. So let this sink in deep, right to your bones. This is not a trick. This is not some new idea someone made up yesterday. This is how it has always been and how it was always meant to be. Every principle you have heard here lines up perfectly with the natural codes, the cheat codes that show how reality actually works. You are the settler in being. You are alive, you are real, and all creation energy lives inside you. The system did not make you. You made the system. You gave it your name. You gave it your signature. You gave it your consent. You gave it your life force. That is the only power it has ever had. They hide this because they have no true creation power of their own. They cannot build anything real. They can only take what you give them, twist it, and use it to build their world instead of yours. They tell you that you are small. They tell you that you owe them. They tell you that you must follow every rule they write. They tell you all of that so you keep handing over your power without even questioning it. But now you know Now you know legislation is just the default. Now you know there is only the now time contract. Now you know being is a state of integrity and responsibility. Now you know if they break the trust, you rewrite it. Now you know you stand as settler in being with beneficial interest, and the rules only bind them, not you. Now you know that every bill, every fine, every demand, every license, every interaction, it is all just an arrangement you have been agreeing to. Now you know that the legal identity is something you bring to life every time you answer to it. Now you know that you set the terms, not them. This does not mean you go out and fight them. It does not mean you break things or cause trouble. It means you stop fighting on their terms. It means you stand tall, you stand calm, you stand in the truth of who you are. You stop giving them your fear, your anger, your drama, and your consent. You stop feeding the illusion. When you stop agreeing to be the debtor, when you stop agreeing to be the property, when you remember that you are the giver and the creator, their whole system loses its fuel. It falls apart all on its own. You are not here to serve their world. You are here to build yours. You have carried this truth long enough hidden away. Now it is time to stand in it. You are the settler in being. You are the one who holds the pen. You are the one who decides. Stand in that, and nothing will ever own you again. Disclaimer. This is Craig Ronald speaking in my own words and my own voice. I have been asked to carry this message, so I take full liability that these words are true as I understand them. I hold and can provide all relevant legislation to uphold and verify every part of this information. This message is given freely for people to think about, test, and verify for themselves. It is not legal advice. You are responsible for your own choices and actions. All my work is available for fair use, provided my name, voice, and seal are kept intact. If you find this helpful, you are welcome to support my channel, Holistic Evolution, but nothing is ever required. Additional separate disclosure. This information is universal in principle and applies worldwide. While specific statutes, acts, or procedures may carry different names in different countries, the natural order, the standing of the living being, and the fundamental way these constructed arrangements operate remains the same across all borders. Seal 26:1:18. Craig Ronald